Hello, friends. I'm Sushil Gajwani, and we have a special guest for the show tonight. Media, the role of media, the objective of media. What is the media role? We all discuss, we all chat about it. Media has become all pervasive today, and of course, in a democracy, we have legislature, we have executive, we have judiciary, and of course, the fourth pillar is the media. Obviously, it has a very important role to play. But as I say, if you control the images, the media, you control the mind. Or it's also said that if you control the media, the images, you also control the culture. Now, our guest tonight is Mr. M.Harwani, a producer, director, a highly successful entrepreneur, and of course, a writer, a television producer, a media professional of very big repute. I'd like to talk to him today because he has a television news channel in Denmark, and it's a very well-known news channel. And his opinions are, of course, something that you must all listen to. He's a maverick. He is unorthodox in his approach to everything. Mr. M. Harwani, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Sushilji. First of all, I would like to tell you the story.
Yeah.
Few years ago, not few years, decades ago, I switched on a TV channel. I don't know it was ABP or Aaj or whatever it is. I saw a man running, and police has shot him behind. And they shown he has been shot 3 times. I was surprised. Why they are shooting him 3 times when he was already dead? Then later I found it out, it was the media. What they did, they telecasted, they rewinded the video tape of few seconds, shooting the person, and played it like it shows that he's been shot 3 times with a bullet. Very stupid of media, they did it. So about Indian media, I would like to mention that I have noticed the media in India, they are not to be trusted at all. If you remember old age, when there was no TV, there was Akashvani.
Yes.
In the morning, you say, "Yeah, Akashvani hai, ab Akashvani se samachar suniye." That was a basic of communicating to the community in India. Even in villages, there was no radios. Akashvani or All India Radio, they tried to put bopus, they call it. Bopus are horns, loudspeaker horns on the street corners so that people can get access to the news. At the time of Pakistan war and China war, it was very useful. People were trusting Akashvani. But all of a sudden, it came that Akashvani cannot be trusted because sometimes it is owned by Government of India, and the news could be biased because maybe Government of India want to hide the news. So people switched on to BBC. At that time, when I was traveling to India, I met Mr. Tulli from BBC Hindi service, and I discussed with him in detail about this. So people used to trust BBC instead of Akashvani.
Yeah.
Very good. But about entertainment, people used to switch on to Radio Ceylon, Amit Sayani. He was giving a program with music and all in the morning, very good musical programs and all these things. So
Binaka
people,
Geetmala. You're talking about Binaka Geetmala.
yeah, that's right. So people diverted their mind, and people lost their faith in Indian radio, which is Akashvani. Then came the TV. If you remember, in the olden days, it was black and white era, and people used to gather at everybody's house because nobody has TV. Only few people in the gully or mohalla had TV in their homes. So people used to go to his home, and it was like a party. They collect a group of 7, 8, 20 people and watch the TV news It was 9:30 in the evening, and
yeah,
people were trusting. It was Doordarshan.
yeah,
Uh, I don't know what was the news called, but it was 9:30 in the evening every
yeah,
night. People
yeah,
used to trust it.
yeah,
Then came all of a sudden BBC
uh-huh,
TV, right?
yeah,
Then people switched to BBC and they trusted BBC more than our
yeah,
Doordarshan.
okay,
And all of a sudden, if you remember, came CNN.
mm,
It bypassed everybody.
mm,
Akashvani, BBC, everybody. It was the first channel which
yeah,
came internationally known for news. It was
yeah,
only for news.
okay,
Journalism was very good. The journalists were making research and properly, and it was well accepted all over the world. Now, today, we have the news channels because of the cheaper uh, technology and all these things. We
yeah,
have many news channels like Al Jazeera, which is run by Qatar government, which is totally anti-India,
yeah,
pro-Pakistan, and pro-Arabs.
yeah,
Then we have Euro channel. Then we have France 24. We have Russian TV channel. We have Chinese TV channel. But
yeah,
all these Russian and Chinese, they only make propaganda for their own.
okay,
So where people should go to get the news?
yeah,
There are no platform to watch the correct news because every media is trying to promote on their own. Like Russia want to promote their Russian story, China wants
yeah,
to give their Chinese story,
yeah,
India people don't trust. So
yeah,
people trusted CNN, but
okay.
I don't know. All of a sudden, CNN also lost the charm.
Why did it lose the charm?
Because I don't know. It at the moment I know it is because it is anti-Trump now. They are just fighting
Okay,
anti-Trump. They are just talking nonsense every day now because they have few people that talking nonsense anti-Trump. I don't know why.
yeah,
Because media is bought now. Now media can be bought.
yeah.
Anybody who's rich, he can open his own media house and and twist the government or make the government break the government. So media plays a very big role in
So
all.
Harwani, may I ask you a question? And since you're
Yeah,
talking about CNN and it's lost its credibility
right.
and it's anti-Trump,
Yeah.
so if I don't know how, I mean, this is quite relevant to our theme today. Um, how do you look at the Trump tenure at the moment?
He will come again.
Oh, that's a surprising.
Yes, yes, he'll come again. I tell you, 5 years ago when I was in Las Vegas, I
Yeah,
mean, when Trump election was just held with Trump and an opposite leader, I had a group of 20 people. They asked, they were betting. They say, okay, no, it will not, Trump will not win. I said, no, Trump will win. They say, why? I say,
yeah.
he's more crook than other. Right.
Okay.
So it's the same situation now. He's more crook than others and he will win. Because elections are manipulated all the time. It's money counts. Who is
Okay.
powerful, he got money, he can be a leader.
Okay, that. This is true anywhere in the world, all the countries. Or are you talking about the
All, all, all
US?
over the world, all over the world, all over the world. Media is bought all the time, and
Yeah.
media can twist the government, change the government, bring the government, fall the government, make the government fall.
So
All over the world.
you do accept the fact that media is very powerful.
No, media is not powerful. It's the person behind who pays money for it, how powerful he is.
Okay,
It's
got
the
it.
money counts. Whoever has a lot of
Yeah.
money, they can
Yeah.
twist the mind of the people.
So you saying the same thing that I said in the introduction, that the one who has the media, the images can control the mind. One who has money has better, bigger control over the minds.
That's right. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So please go ahead. And you were talking about Al Jazeera and other channels.
Yes. Uh, in fact, if you read the story about Al Jazeera, it has been banned in India many times.
Yeah.
During the Kashmir crisis, they have shown false footage of Kashmir crisis, what you call it, dangas, fasad, I don't know what you call it, riots. And I
Right.
was the first person in the world who brought to the notice of government of India, look, this footage is false footage. And government of India took the action against that.
Okay.
I have got a
Okay.
proof of that. I was the first person in the world to say to the government of India, look, this footage is not correct footage from Kashmir.
Yeah.
It is from somewhere
Okay.
else, and they are trying to manipulate it. And the reason then the action was taken by the government, they have barred this Al Jazeera channel from India. They
Yeah.
thrown out the person, journalist from India, and he had a PIO card. It was being taken away. He was
Yeah.
a Pakistani journalist. He called himself Indian. I don't know how he got OCI card.
Okay.
OCI card was cancelled, and that's it. And he was
Okay.
the person who made a wrong image about Modi, saying that Modi is not popular, but it was opposite.
Good. Okay. But I'm curious about one thing, Harwani ji.
Yeah,
When you informed the government of India that a wrong footage or an obsolete footage was being shown on that channel, Al Jazeera and others, how did you get your hands on it? Where did you
because
get it
I
from?
have, you see, I'm a very powerful person. If I
Okay.
watch any footage, if I watch any footage,
Yeah.
within seconds I can say this footage is correct or wrong. It's a
Okay.
gift given to me
Okay.
because by watching the footage, I can say immediately this footage is false, this
Yeah.
footage is right or wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm proud that the government of India listened to me and they
Yeah.
had taken the action. I got
Certainly.
email. I got email from ambassador from Denmark, and I
Yeah.
got email from government of India. And I got, if you go to the Ministry of External Affairs website, you can find that they took the action against Al Jazeera.
Well, that's wonderful, of course. I mean, it's a remarkable thing that's a kind of a perception that you have. And that's, as you said, it's a gift that you have. It's
Right,
probably an intuitive gift that you have.
right.
So tell me, Hadvaniji, the question is, what does a layperson, a common man do? Where does he get the genuine news? Who does he trust?
No one, no one. I tell you one thing: if you get up in the morning,
Yeah.
don't watch the TV, don't switch on the TV or radio for 10 days. You'll have a lot of peace of mind because
Okay.
because
Yeah.
when you switch on the TV, they're
Yeah.
talking nonsense. They're talking nonsense, bullshit, nothing concerning the news. Now
Yeah.
we're talking about Indian media.
Yeah.
First of all, if you switch on the TV, no matter what channel it is, Z News
Yeah.
or Aaj Tak or India Today or ABP News or whatever it is,
Yeah.
first of all, it is filled with advertisements.
Yeah.
If you watch the news for 5 minutes, you have to watch 95 minutes advertisements, which
Yes.
is against the broadcast laws. In fact, in Denmark, we have got the law you can only telecast 6 minutes every hour of advertisements on the
That's
TV
it.
program. That's it. That's the law.
Okay.
If you watch CNN, you can see there is no advertisements. Hardly in 24 hours, you can see 3-4 minutes advertisement, good, reputable advertisements.
Yeah.
In India, they are full of advertisements. Like if you watch ZTV, they run the advertisement for 12 minutes, then they say, ab chota sa, then they give a line of news, only 1 second, and then they say, ab chota sa break lete hai. What the hell? What
Yeah.
do you mean by
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
took the break for 12 minutes? Now, after one half a second, 30 seconds, you say, ab chota sa aur break lete hai.
Yes.
Now, first of all, come to the India.
Yeah.
What is the Indian dress code?
Yeah.
I question you, what is the Indian dress code for the lady?
Well, is a sari or anything that is formal on
Have you
television?
have you have, have you ever seen any lady anchor or TV news reader on TV channels, Indian TV channels in sari or Indian costume?
Not. I don't think I've seen much of
So
that.
so 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 they are not Indian at all. They are just Western.
Yeah.
They can look like Arabs, like Israelis or like Palestinians or Iranis because their face resembles these places, but they never look like Indian. So first of all,
Yeah.
Indian TV channels they have to give a look to their anchors, TV news readers.
Yeah.
It should
Yeah.
be code of dress.
Yeah.
There should be proper dress for the ladies,
Yeah.
anchors, and for the gents also. For gents, it's okay; they can wear a Western costume. It's a normal shirt, T-shirt, coat, or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
the ladies, if you watch them, you get anger. What is that? It's not India. बाल खुले हुए हैं और पता नहीं क्या कैसे लगते हैं मीडिया को टीवी के ऊपर लाइक दे आर इन फैशन शो They're not TV anchors at all.
But tell me, Harwaniji, if I may
Yeah.
ask, of course, I mean, you're yourself such a highly respected, regarded media professional, but wouldn't it be called a little too conservative or orthodox approach to their sense of attire?
Uh, Never. I don't cut that way. I'm
Okay,
very much modern, but
yeah,
I know correct things and correct things should be done.
okay,
Let us wait. I'll show you one clip here.
yeah,
It is about 50 years old clip.
yeah.
Good morning and welcome to Indiavision. With us today we have Sushma Swaraj. She is currently the official spokesman of the BJP, the opposition party in India. She is also part of the South Delhi Parliament constituency. In 1977, she was elected as the youngest cabinet minister at the age of 25, which was the youngest eligible age at that time. She was renowned for this, being the youngest cabinet minister. She was also in charge of labour, food and civil supplies, and the educational sector in Haryana. Throughout her time, she has also been part of the Information and Broadcasting Department of the Central Cabinet. She had a profession as a lawyer, and we have the honour of having her with us today. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
So this was the little clip I shown you to show the profession of Sushma Swaraj. She afterward she was appointed as a information broadcast minister in India.
Yeah.
I had a chat with her in Denmark about a couple of hours chat about Indian media.
Yeah.
And she promised me when she becomes information broadcast minister, she will do some changes for Indian media.
Okay.
But she never did. I don't know why she did not do that. Okay. So it was just to show I had a chat with her. And so now I can tell you what changes we need in India.
Okay.
First of all, we should have a information broadcast, or I don't know which ministry under comes it. We should try to block all the licenses of all these channels.
What
Of
do you
course,
what do you mean? This of course comes in Information and Broadcasting Ministry. Of course, that's right.
yeah, that's right. So they should, but you cannot block license because what they're doing, they're telecasting through Singapore, through satellite, or whatever it is. But you can cancel their credentials as a press, because they have hundreds of press cards circulating around, given to the people who are non-educated, who are not educated as a press people, who are not a journalist. They come to the media house or press conferences here and there, make noise, drink tea, eat samosas, and that's it. They got no knowledge of journalism.
Okay. Okay.
And I say it openly now, bluntly.
Yeah.
They got no knowledge of journalism.
All right.
So
Yeah.
first of all, they should stop all this nonsense. Then secondly, they should stop the signal that comes from Singapore or whatever it is through satellite for all these channels until and unless they comply with government of India rules. The rule should be number one, they cannot scroll the screen when they are showing the news. What they do today, if you watch any screen of any channel, no matter what channel it is, I can name the channels, whatever it is, Z or Aaj Tak or Apna TV or I don't know, or Republic TV, whatever it is. First of all, they should not scroll any image. When they are showing the news, they should show a correct frame, complete frame of the news. What is happening? What they show, they are showing like a journalist is running behind a car and they show the back of the car. It's not a news. It's not a news. If you want a proper news, get him in the studio, give him the time, and ask him proper questions. If 200 people idiots. I call the journalists idiots. They gather and they say, "Ma'am, aap bataiye, aap bataiye, aap bataiye." What the hell? It's not journalism. I have been to Connaught Place
Yeah.
at 12 o'clock in the night. I saw about 20 journalists having small cameras in their hand, charging people about 20,000 rupees, four, I don't know, something like that. They say, "You want to be on TV? I make a recording with you." I
Oh,
saw this with my own eyes and cannot place 12 o'clock in the night recording with idiot people because public they want to come on TV. So somebody talking bullshit here and there, and they've been paying money for it. So this thing, and then secondly, there should be proper certificate schooling. Have they been to schooling for
yeah,
journalism? If
yeah,
not, have they got proper education or not? Okay. Now the third point comes to
yeah.
TV screen should be clean. There should be no, what do you call it?
Additional supers or
Yes,
ads or
yeah, ads and
oh,
animation, I could call it.
yeah,
What's happening? News is not animation. You have to give correct news. You have to show the correct frame.
yeah,
If you watch any channel's news, you see
yeah,
the frame is covered. 90% frame is covered by ads, by
yeah.
scrolling matter or animation.
A lot of
There's no
distractions
proper.
is what you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
A lot of
There's no
distractions,
proper.
right?
You cannot judge what is happening.
Yeah, yeah,
So that thing. And second, and then there should be a law that they cannot make commercials, advertisements
yeah,
more than people can digest. I could say 10% of the broadcast time.
yeah.
They
Okay.
cannot have 90% of the news channels giving only advertisements. It should be blocked only 10%.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll come to that on advertisement also. There's another chapter we can talk. But advertisement also is responsibility of the person who is in the advertisements. They
yeah,
should give correct advertisement. By Amitabh Bachchan looking at a car, they say, "I endorse this car." It's not advertisement. It's rubbish. What Amitabh Bachchan knows about a car when he sits in the car or
yeah,
says, "This is a nice car. I like this car." Have he
yeah,
driven that car, or have you taken that drug, or have you taken that medicine when you advertise it?
yeah,
No. So there should be control also for advertisers also. They should give correct advertisements. They
yeah,
can't give false advertisements like Lux, gori ban jate hain, ya
yeah,
cream, or this bullshit. They should
yeah,
have correct advertisements.
yeah,
They shouldn't endorse wrong advertisements, and they should be punished if they give the wrong advertisements. Even stars should be punished. There was a talk before some time ago
yeah,
that why stars should be punished. Yes, you should be punished. Why they are
yeah,
giving false advertisements? Because people trust you, people buy the product because of you advertise it. So
yeah,
that's different. That we can talk about this
yeah,
later on.
yeah,
Now,
yeah,
okay. So we talked about animation. We talked about the frame,
yeah,
and now I tell you one thing more. If you watch any news channel, if
yeah,
they give any news, they show a old clip.
yeah,
It looks like they make fool of the public. Think people think it's a new clip, but it is
yeah,
20 years, 30 years, 50 years old clip, or
yeah,
clip stolen from somewhere and there. They never pay copyright loss or copyright royalty to the clip owner
yeah,
or the still owner if they want to. They never spend money. They just rely upon their own correspondents who are not educated enough, and they just shout loudly on the TV. And by shouting, they think that they are achieving something.
yeah,
Or if they tell a lie, like Hitler says, if you tell a lie 1,000 times, it become true. It is not true. So they tell a lie. They just make a joke of the news. In fact, they're making fool of the public. And I don't understand why India is accepting that. So my suggestion to the government of India is
yeah.
there should be a text TV.
Text.
Text TV is a new. It's not old. It's old 60 years technology.
Yeah,
London uses it. BBC uses it. Every country uses it except India.
yeah,
It's what you do. When you transmit a signal of TV channel
yeah,
in a black channel in a black line of the signal, you can put a text message. So it's a text TV. They call it text TV. There you can have multi pages, 600,000 pages. There you can have information about trains, flights. Government of India want to give information to the public. People should rely upon it, and that should be controlled by Government of India, because otherwise it will not be reliable news.
yeah,
So people should rely upon text TV, and Government of India should take initiative on it. And finally, I told Sushma Swaraj also,
Yeah.
why people don't trust Indian TV? Why don't they trust
Mm.
Doordarshan or I don't know why now there are many channels. I don't know what they call it. I don't know. There are so
Yeah.
many channels. Nobody even knows them.
Mm.
So why don't India has a one international channel which can be seen all over the world by different satellites? They had some channel Doordarshan before only on footprint in Asia only. That's
Yeah.
not enough.
Yeah.
You should have a footprint all over the world. Journalists should be educated enough and should have content which can be liked all over the world, like BBC, CNN, so that people should trust you. It will take time because people will not trust immediately to the government of India's broadcast. They have to wait. They have to wait and watch. So you have to be honest in newscasting, and people will trust it. You can build the trust within 6 months' time. And
But
yeah, okay,
sorry, please.
tell me. Yeah.
No, I mean, to as you say, you need this kind of channel that can be seen all over the world across the countries. But you also your your uh, your your concept also implies that you need to have thorough professionals running the TV channel, right?
Right, sure, right.
Okay. Yeah, please go ahead. And you were saying, I cut you. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, okay. So that was the proposal,
yeah,
and it doesn't cost anything.
yeah,
If government of India, I announce here on this channel, if
yeah.
government of India wants, I can do this for government of India free of cost, and I can make the channel worldwide within 6 months time without costing any extra money.
Okay,
They can use the same equipment, what they need a knowledge, what they need a will, and they can do the channel international, which can be world fame, and people will trust. They will
okay,
switch on to Indian channel instead of CNN and BBC. I can create that trust in the channel.
okay, okay. I think it's a great, concept and a great proposal actually to the government of India, and I hope it reaches out to them, and they should definitely look at this idea. Of course, yes, yes,
Okay, now I would like to show you some ethics of the media.
yeah. But
Uh,
before you show me before you talk about the ethics, I have a question to ask you, Harwani ji.
yeah,
Uh, when you talk about the channels and the way they should run and the kind of content they should have, the clean images and no scrolls, perfect. Isn't it a question of attitudes? Is it that we in India lack the right attitude towards professionalism?
uh, yes and no. Yes, but the channels are run by idiots in India. They are owned by some private persons. They have good connections in the government. They get uh, advertisements from government of India, and they are pro-government. Some are pro-government, some are anti-government. So they just show one-sided story.
Yeah,
I can name the channels. Like I can tell you one thing.
yeah,
If you remember when there was a COVID crisis in China, our
yeah,
Z News, our Z News, and the name of the journalist was Sudhir Chaudhary. He
yeah,
was talking, praising China. He
yeah,
shown the clip. Look, China has made the hospital for COVID patients within 6 days' time.
yeah.
He been praising, and
Yeah.
now what happened after that? They've been criticizing China.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Things change for him, is it?
Yes, that's right. That's right. So they
Yeah,
should have clear vision.
yeah.
They don't have clear vision. They just talk what they think is correct, and they are just one-sided.
Okay.
Now I tell you one thing more about.
Yeah,
Uh, I know Mr. What is his name? Rajat Sharma.
yeah.
In my channel Indiavision, I used to telecast his program Aaj Ki Adalat,
Hmm.
which was well known, very famous. It was many years ago. It was well done. I appreciate. But what he did afterward, when he became famous,
Yeah,
he became greedy.
yeah,
And if you remember, last year or 2 years ago, he made a program, says he completed 100 episodes, or I don't know what he made the program. He invited Mr. Modi and many ministers and many stars, and he made a show. It was a just blunder. He
yeah.
thinks it's a blessings, but I call it a blunder. It is
Okay.
self-proclaimed publicity.
Okay.
Why? If you are good enough, people will praise you anyway without doing all this nonsense.
Yeah.
And now after that, he became just a puppet of government of India.
Okay. Why do you say that? I mean, why do you say that he is now a puppet of the government of India?
If you watch his programs, if you watch his news, now I give you example
Yeah.
about this Sushant
Yeah.
Singh Rajput case.
Yeah.
He was talking about in a brief in the evening show. He was talking in brief. He, Sushil Chaudhary from ZTV, and they've been talking in brief
Yeah.
about Sushant's case.
Yeah.
And you know what? They have been reading the FIRs submitted or filed in Bihar,
Yeah.
and FIR contains Jadu Tona kiya hai. What the hell, Jadu Tona? Does police accept such kind of FIR? I can tell you the rules of FIR.
Yeah.
FIR says clearly, first of
Yeah.
all, it should be the jurisdiction. It cannot be filed in other jurisdiction. So it was wrong that it has been filed in Bihar.
Yeah.
If you look at the rules, it can only be filed in jurisdiction. And secondly, complaints should not be puzzled. They shouldn't be puzzled.
Mm.
Harsh language should not be used, which I call as a harsh language. They say hang her or hang Riya Chakravarti or like that.
Yeah.
And then aggression should not be used in FIR. And
Okay.
all these things has been done in FIR.
Okay.
And this is another topic we can talk about it. And I
Yeah,
can tell you,
but here I'd like to add here, Harwani ji. I mean, so of course we know about it, but our Supreme Court has already said that the question of jurisdiction, as far as this case is concerned, Sushant Singh Rajput case is concerned, doesn't apply because the Mumbai police did not act at all. They suppressed the entire thing, and therefore the CBI has come in, and jurisdiction becomes irrelevant here.
no, that's not true. It is one-sided story. First of all, I tell you one thing. The judge in Supreme Court has made a blunder by making this judgment that it could be transferred to
Yeah.
Bihar police and then to CBI. He made a blunder. You know that in any case in the world,
Yeah.
they refer to the old judgments.
Yeah.
Now, this will go forever in Indian history that this wrong judgment will be applied all over India for ages. Means people will just file a complaint in Assam and fight for crime in Bombay or Ahmedabad or anywhere else.
But
Or
tell me, Harwani ji, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you because this is turning out to be very interesting now. You'll have to please also bear with me. Uh, don't you think that regardless of the technicalities like jurisdiction, Bihar, Mumbai, whatever, or CBI, isn't just as important here as we understand here in India and in Bombay? Mumbai police has actually not done anything right. They have actually suppressed the entire thing, and we get to know that a lot of people are involved in it. So, I mean, what's wrong, Harwaniji, if the CBI comes in? Or,
it's wrong. Is wrong. Media has given a wrong perception of Bombay police in the public. I can tell you one thing. On this show, I can challenge now.
yeah,
If I get all the files of this case, I can give you the result within 2 hours time. Within 2 hours time, CBI has taken 8 days now. They are investigating here and there. I can give you the facts and figures if I get the complete files within 2 hours time. Even to read the files will take more than 10 days for other people, but I can give you my opinion within 2 hours time that this is right, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. So come to that. Okay. Now, okay, let us say, okay, forget about that. Okay, even judge was
yeah,
right and he made a judgment and it gone to CBI. Now, tell me one thing: how fair it is that you are disclosing people's account and details of his account on screen, on media, to the public.
yeah,
It's unlawful. It's not allowed. As per media law, it's not allowed.
yeah,
So first of all, they are showing the accounts, bank accounts details. First of all, how they got it, how they got hold of it.
yeah,
Okay, after that, before that, I want to tell you one thing more. If any crime happens in any word or part of the word,
yeah,
crime, I mean say crime, not a civil case. If the crime happens, it's a matter of police.
yes,
It's not public, it's not a private matter, it's a matter of police. So it's between police and accused.
yeah,
How come Sushant's father come in the picture? How his sister comes in the picture? How they appoint a lawyer? It's not allowed, in fact, because it's a police matter. Police has to, one side has to be police, other side has to be accused.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any country in the world, if the case or crime is there, it is a police matter. So how come this they appointed the private lawyer and they're fighting and something like that, and they're coming on the camera saying, "Usko Riya ko phansi de do, usko ye kar do, wo kar do." Now I want to bring to the story back to the media channel.
Yeah.
If you know Arnab Goswami,
Yeah.
he runs now this Republic TV,
Yeah.
and other TV is Bharat TV. He runs
Yes.
two TV channels, Republic and Bharat. Before he was working with Times Now, which has been he's been fired or I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So I tell you, to open a TV channel in India doesn't cost much. You don't need a space. You have a green screen behind you, and you have virtual cameras. Virtual background, and you show like you're sitting in a studio.
Okay.
So small money, you can open a TV channel, and if you are clever enough to fool the advertisers, get the advertising money, then you can run the channel. You don't need the journalism. You don't know, and what he does, he shouts only on the TV channel. He only collects some 8 or 10 idiots, which are the same people all the time in any topic.
Okay. Okay.
Now let us come to the point. He has sometimes called some ministry from generals from military.
Yeah.
I can tell you, when you are a general, you take an oath that you will not disclose your secrets even after your retirement.
Yeah. Okay.
So how the hell they come on the screen and discuss about China border? हमने ये किया था, हमने ये किया था, वो करना चाहिए, वो करना चाहिए. They're not supposed to talk anything because they have been serving the country in military.
Yeah.
They are not supposed to disclose anything, and they call these people and they talk about it.
Yeah.
Now I call one more person. His name is Sarabjit Patra. He says he's a spokesperson for BJP. Do you think one person is enough, knowledgeable enough to know everything about the world? He's in every program. So that shows the credibility of the program, or what you call it. A person can know, okay, I can tell you, I'm genius. I could know a little bit of everything because I study. But do you think Sarabjit Batra, whatever his name is, does know everything about every topic so that he can speak on the screen to the public? So what they're doing, they're misguiding the public, giving wrong information, uncooked information, and they're just making, I don't know what they're doing about it. And government of India is watching it. They're just loud. They don't do anything.
Okay. In a way, do you think, Harwani ji, and you have a lot of valid things to say, but my point is, isn't the viewer, television viewer, as responsible for all this as the TV channels are?
Yes, they are, but they got no choice. What they do? And I tell you one thing, even my wife believes it. If my wife watches the news about Sushant, she believes it. She says, "Oh, abhi ye ho gaya, wo gaya." I said, "No, this is all bullshit. This is rubbish. You look at the text, what they say." Now I show you some clips here. 1 minute, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can see here,
Yeah.
भारत ने जया शाह से सवाल किए. Breaking news. Now tell you why Bharat has got right to question Jaya. Tell me one thing. Why the hell on the earth they got right to question Jaya? Are they police? No. Are they CBI? No. Why they ask the question? They say Bharat ne, and then I'll show you other clips here. They say Bharat ne Jaya Shah se 10 सवाल पूछे. भाई क्यों सवाल पूछे? Why you're asking the question? Who are you? You got no right to ask questions. Who are you? And he's shouting on the screen. हमने सवाल पूछे, उसे सवाल के जवाब नहीं दिए. अच्छा, अभी now come to the other thing here. See here. सिर्फ now they used to see here. They say only सिर्फ Republic भारत के कैमरे पर जया शाह means they are the only people who got this footage.
Yeah.
Everybody got the footage. So they say they claim सिर्फ भारत के कैमरे पर जया शाह. Right? Okay. Now I show you other clip here. It's super exclusive. ऐसा क्या होता है भैया? I don't understand. Exclusive क्या होता है? Super exclusive क्या होता है? Have you ever seen in a directory, in a dictionary of English, super exclusive? Did you find any word super exclusive, sir? Answer me. There's no
Yes.
super exclusive. Why they call super exclusive?
Yes.
And okay, now I show you the other thing here. They
Yeah.
say Jaya Shah refuses to answer. So
Okay.
why
Yeah.
she should answer to them? Why she's not answerable to anybody?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I tell you one thing.
Yeah.
In a criminal law, there's a rule. People has right to remain silent. Even she is not supposed to answer any question, any answer to CBI or police. You know that
Okay.
if there is a criminal case, they have to bring a criminal case against her, and still she can remain silent because she cannot incriminate herself on her own. There's a
Yeah.
provision in the law. Nobody can force her to give a statement, even CBI or police.
Okay.
She can give a statement if she wants to in the court, but nobody can force her. So what the news channel they say, हमें सवाल के जवाब नहीं दिए. What's that?
Yeah.
Now come to the other thing. Here, super exclusive now here.
Yeah.
Now they say confronted. I don't know what they mean about this.
Yeah.
Now see here. They here, if you see the top, they say NCB will record Riha's statement. How the hell TV channel know about it?
Hmm.
How they know about what NCB is going to do?
Yeah. Okay.
Now let us come here.
Yeah.
10 questions asked by Republic TV to Jaya.
Yes.
And then you see what they're showing? They're showing cars only. And they write here in the Republic exclusive.
Yeah.
अरे भाई आपने कार का फोटो लिया है, what is exclusive in it?
Yeah.
So don't you think it's a laughable question, things we are doing?
Yeah. I mean, they do appear to be quite questionable, of course.
Now here, only channel with chats and confrontation, right?
Okay.
Now I want to bring you notice, chat. When they talk of chat means WhatsApp chat. You know that chat is on your telephone. Until unless you make it public yourself, nobody can get access to it.
Okay.
And chat even is not acceptable in the court of law, right? So my question comes here: if she released the chats on her own, Ria,
Yeah.
I don't know who released it on her own, why she should do so when they are not in her favor? So question comes: who got the possession of the chat? How they got it? Have they got possession of the telephone? Nobody knows. Where they got the possession of the chat?
I believe the journalists have this, investigative rights or journalistic rights to get into things and get they have their own sources to get this material.
No. But sources from what? क्या हवा में से निकालोगे क्या? You're not going to get from the air. You have to have the telephone. You have to have a physical telephone with you to get the chats out of it.
Yeah, but
And
nonetheless, they got the material.
yeah, what is it?
Nonetheless, they have got the chats with the channels.
Yeah, so it is. So who trusts these chats are true or wrong? Who knows it?
Okay.
Until unless they got possession of the real telephone, they can get the chat. Now, if it has been taken out by police,
Yeah.
why police should disclose it to the police, to the media? They're not
Yeah.
supposed to. When they are investigating the matter, police is not supposed to give details of anything because it's under investigation. The police is not allowed to give any details to any media. And one thing more I tell you, the law of the media is that you're not supposed to disclose the name of the person. Even it is crime, is committed a crime, you murder a person, media is not supposed to give a name of the person who murdered it.
Yeah.
Unless it is proven by the court and court give you permission that you can disclose a name. Here media is disclosing the account details, they're giving the addresses. Address is also illegal to show as per law. You cannot show the person's address on the screen without her permission. So how they are giving the addresses of the person's account details, and they're talking of 15 crore, how they got figures from, where they got the figures from? It means bank is also doing not her job because bank is also disclosing if it means like that. So there are many questions and people are so innocent are unknowledgeable in India. They don't question the media about these things. भैया आपको आई कहाँ से चीज़ ये? आप बोलते तो हो एक्सक्लूसिव, आप लाए कहाँ से चीज़ ये? आप गप मारते हो। आज मैंने देखा सुबह को एक चैनल था, क्या नाम था पता नहीं, मिरर ऐसा कुछ था। He was giving the transcript of the voice transcript of the chat. अपनी
Oh,
आवाज़ में, सुरीली आवाज़ में। अरे ये क्या बात है भैया? आपके पास कहाँ से आया? आपने खुद बना ली? मैं बताता हूँ। अगर टेलीफ़ोन पे चैट आपकी है, अगर आपने उसको डिलीट किया है, तो भी अगर टेलीफ़ोन आपके पोज़ीशन में है, तो कोई बच्चा भी उसको 2 सेकंड के अंदर चैट, चाहे कितनी साल भी पुरानी हो, निकाल सकता है। इसको
you can
साइंस की
you
ज़रूरत
can
नहीं है आपको। इसमें सीबीआई की ज़रूरत नहीं है, पुलिस की ज़रूरत नहीं है। एनी चाइल्ड, इवन माय डॉटर, शी इज़ 10 years old, she can extract the data from the telephone which has been deleted 10 years ago from the chat, WhatsApp chat. It's a software program, you can do that. तो इससे सीबीआई का क्या काम, पुलिस का क्या काम, और कहाँ से आई चैट? But you should have possession of the telephone. Now comes, if you don't have possession of the telephone, where do you get the chat from? इनका सर्वर तो अमेरिका में है, व्हाट्सएप का, फेसबुक का। तो क्या अमेरिका से आप, अमेरिकन गवर्नमेंट आपको परमिशन देगी कि भाई आप उस सर्वर को सर्च करो, उसमें से चैट निकालो? It will take you 10 years to get permission through your court to America to get access to the server.
Okay.
I can tell you one example. Facebook has a encrypt software in their Apple iPhone.
Yeah.
FBI, American Secret Service, they wanted some data of some person, call details, and Apple refuses it. They fought the court case for 10 years. They could not succeed. Apple said, no, I will not give the data. I will not give access to the code. Ultimately, what the American did, they hired some hackers in the world, famous hackers. They hacked their Apple server and they got the data. And they had to pay millions and millions of dollars to get the Apple server hacked. The same thing you can see in India. You had a BlackBerry, you know that. Before Apple, there was BlackBerry, which was famous because of they have the encrypted data, messages, email messages you cannot give to anybody. Government of India says no, we want access to your server. They say no. Then they refused and they walked out of India, but did not give permission to Government of India to access to their servers. So to get the chats from servers is impossible. So I wonder how they got the chat from. I don't know. Maybe they are special technique, the journalist. I don't know what they have.
Maybe they have their own hackers, right? As you said. Maybe they have their own hackers, as you said.
Okay, now let us talk about, now they're talking about 8 hard disks.
Yeah.
They don't say what kind of hard disks are.
Yeah.
You see, hard disk can be small USB, you can call it a hard disk. Hard disk could be a inside the computer. You can call it built-in hard disk, or you can call it external hard disk जो बाहर से लगती है USB से। तो हार्ड डिस्क में से भी अगर डाटा आपने डिलीट किया है, जो कहते हैं जी उन्होंने डिलीट किया, डिस्ट्रॉय किया, दे डोंट से व्हाट दे डिड। डिस्ट्रॉय का बहुत सारे मीनिंग होते हैं। अगर आपने डिलीट किया डाटा, तो मैं आई कैन टेल यू दिस डाटा कैन बी रिट्राइव्ड विद इन 10 minutes टाइम, डिपेंड्स अपॉन हाउ बिग इज द हार्ड डिस्क, without putting any more efforts. You don't need forensic science, you don't need FBI, you don't need police. Any child can extract the data from hard disk, no matter how many times you have formatted it. You can format it many times, you can rewrite it, but still you can extract the data within 10 minutes time.
It's as simple as this.
What do you say?
It is as simple as that.
Yes, even a child can do that. I don't know why media doesn't know about it. Okay, there's only one way to destroy the hard disk. It's just to take the disk out of, open the hard disk drive, take the disk out, physical disk out, shred it, or grind it in the grinding machine. Then you cannot extract it. Otherwise, data can be extracted. Even you break it in 4 parts, 8 parts, data can be extracted without any problem.
Okay, so it's almost impossible to destroy the data. Yes, I understand.
No, so I don't know. They are not giving correct news.
Okay.
They are not giving correct news.
Yeah. So that means we in India are generally exposed to fabricated news.
Yes. is fabricated news. And now tell me one thing. One media channel was showing 2 days ago that रिया से सीबीआई ये 10 सवाल पूछने वाली है। क्या सीबीआई उनको पूछ के सवाल पूछेगी भैया? क्या सीबीआई ने उनको लिख के दिया कि हम ये सवाल पूछेंगे उनसे?
Yes,
It's a laughable thing they're talking. It's a laughable thing.
yes.
And this Mr. Arnab Goswami, he talks about SMS to me. You want justice for Rajput? And they say, okay, हमें 67,000 लोगों ने SMS भेजे हैं, ये किया, वो किया. What's that? It doesn't mean they support you. वो तो सारे पागल लोग हैं हिंदुस्तान में, ऐसे SMS भेज देते हैं, कहते हैं मेरा नाम आ जाएगा टीवी पे शायद. नहीं तो SMS doesn't mean they support you.
Yeah. Or maybe, Harwani ji, I mean, I'm just trying to, the other side of the picture is maybe a lot of people in India are quite hurt by the way Sushant Singh Rajput has been murdered, I would say.
No, Sushil ji, I correct you. It's not been proved yet he's been murdered. I differ with you. It's not
Okay,
been.
accept it.
It's theory. Media is talking about it.
Yeah.
If you okay, I ask you one question.
Yeah.
Do you think these CBI are stupid enough?
No, they
They
are
are.
perfect.
They are well educated people.
Yeah, of course.
If they think it's a murder, they should have put her a charge sheet on her. They haven't filed a charge sheet yet.
Okay.
No charge sheet yet. It's only media. And now I tell you one thing more. Yesterday, Riya been to the CBI headquarters, which was in Bombay, temporary headquarters for inquiry. Why media is following her? They got no right to follow her. I tell you one thing. If you remember the case of Diana, Princess Diana of UK, she had been followed by some journalist in the tunnel, and it became an accident. The journalists were being fined and being punished because nobody is supposed to follow anybody without their permission or knowledge. Journalism का मतलब ये नहीं कि आप कैमरा लेके सबके पीछे भागो, बोलो सर जवाब दो. What the hell?
Yeah.
I tell you one thing. If you go to London at 12 o'clock in the night, there is some area where all rich people or film stars, they move around. They go to a bar and drink and so and so. People stand outside there and move around that street, but they never follow. They try to click the photograph, but they ask the permission. Can I click your photograph? Because they want to sell the photograph. They are just living in and selling the photographs of the celebrities. So they go. If you go in the night in the London, in Piccadilly area or that area, the bars are there. So people go with their girlfriend and something like that. They just try to take the pictures with their permission and they sell it. But there's nothing like that in India.
Okay. Yes, I understand what he's saying. So, what is the panacea? What is the cure-all? What is the solution to all this? Because we in India are exposed to so many channels giving such a lot of fabricated news. What do we do?
Yes, we had to take action. That's why I say I had a chat with Sushma Swaraj, but now she is no more. But the present, I don't know who is the present information broadcast minister. He should take the action immediately. Try to form a body who should reorganize Doordarshan. If they want, I can suggest them. And if they don't want a suggestion, even they can do on their own, but they can make it world-class TV channel so that people should trust it. You have to build a trust and stop all these channels from broadcasting nonsense. Make a penalty, make a fine to these people, and don't allow them in a media room like you have Shastri Bhavan. You have called them, you give them samosas and tea, and then they talk nonsense. And that's the reason I know that. Before I've been thinking, why Mr. Modi is avoiding media after giving a speech? Because he knows media is idiot in India. He knows media will ask me stupid questions which there's no answers.
But tell me if we take this stand that you of course suggest, will it not affect the freedom of expression, the right to expression, right of speech, freedom of speech? Would it not be affected in any way? What happens to that?
No. What you mean by freedom of speech doesn't mean that you give a wrong information. Freedom of speech should be there, but in a correct way. You cannot just give a wrong information. You should be punished, in fact. I have been reading the rules of punishment also, that if news channel broadcast a wrong information, they are penalized immediately. Immediately, in other word, I don't know why not in India. They are should be responsible. They should play responsibility.
Okay.
Tell me one thing, अगर आप देखो मेरे पास कुछ व्हाट्सएप मैसेज आते हैं कुछ लोगों के, कहते हैं जोक वाले होते हैं, लिखे होते हैं, if you get up in the morning, you watch this channel, you get this thing, watch this channel. It means that he mean to say, I don't have the WhatsApp with me. He mean to say they bring third world war immediately on the screen. They talk of China को अटैक कर दिया इंडिया ने. They talk about attack on China. They talk eliminating Pakistan immediately. What that? It's not a real journalism. They're talking of world war ho jayega, ye ho jayega. What that? And then when we bought this Rafale planes, they've been showing wrong footage about, I think, stock footage of Rafale plane many days. They're not our Rafales. अरे भैया वो तो कंपनी के एडवर्टाइजमेंट के प्लेन के शॉट्स थे. We are showing that and showing that. So we got these Rafales. Are they showing old? And sometimes I tell you one thing. I saw one video clip where they say हमारे संवाददाता लद्दाख से समाज दे रहे हैं, लद्दाख से जब प्राइम मिनिस्टर गए थे वहां पर जो प्रॉब्लम हुई थी. And I tell you it was a studio. The studio with the chroma channel, chroma key, and they have been shown a picture of Ladakh. So it has to be true. They have to be educated. So I remind again, they have to change code of dress. They have to limit the advertising time. They have to give a correct frame for the news. And when they give advertisement, they should give a banner before that advertisement is coming and how long advertisement will be there, so that people should go away or don't watch advertisement if they want to. They're wasting people's time. They say, okay, they give 30 seconds news and they give advertisements again. And the frame should be clean and clear. And they should not give any old clips. When they write old clip, they should write on it on which date this clip is recorded, which date clip is there. So even you see here now, even we have got a fight with China, they are showing China and Modi together in some clips, walking together. This is maybe 20 years old clip or 30 years old clips. It's not a media, it's a stupidity.
So,
I tell you one thing about now. You laugh at it now. There was one person, his name is Punya Prasoon Bajpayee. I don't know क्या नाम है उसका. Mr. पुण्य प्रसून वाजपेयी एबीपी न्यूज के जर्नलिस्ट थे. उन्होंने एक दिन लाइव शो किया था जिसमें हमारे स्मृति ईरानी को बुलाया था उन्होंने स्टेज के ऊपर. स्टेज होता 2-3 लोग बैठे थे. ये बड़ी शर्म की बात है. वो उसको पूछता है कि आप में मोदी जी ने क्या देखा. What nonsense.
That was truly rude.
Yes, that is, I can name the person. It was ABP News Channel. It was a program, live program, 2,000 people sitting on the floor, and she was on the dais. And Smriti Irani, she have fired this journalist for 10 minutes, but she did not walk away. She would have walked away from this and should have taken action against the journalist and the channel. How low they can go? Because they want cheap, what you call, I don't TRP, I don't know what they call it, because they want money on advertisements.
Yes.
So this is very, very, very bad situation.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's been very interesting talking to you, Harwani ji. But of course, we should definitely talk more about it. But I want to show you something that I have liked to read all the time. This is one of the wonderful autobiographies of your colleague. You made a film with that, Devanand, Romancing with Life. And I was reading a chapter on you on page number 303. It's about 6 pages on you. I'm sorry, I'm going from the media to this because I find very interesting observations, by Devanand, So, and he talks very highly of you.
Well,
You,
he should because I'm a nice person.
yes,
He's
you
talking
are.
correct. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
talking correct.
In,
Yes.
one of the chapters, in this chapter on page number 303, 304, he says, in Copenhagen, Harwani was at the airport to receive me with a lovely bouquet of the finest fresh flowers. A red carpet was laid out for me. He drove me to the best hotel in the elegant city and booked me into his best suite with its windows opening out to the great expanse outside. And then just the last line, Harwani left on my table a packet of Danish kronas in case I needed money to spend until I exchanged my own money into the local currency. And then it's a beautiful chapter on you. I think when a legend like Devanand writes about you, 6 pages in his autobiography, it's remarkable. And just tell a little, brief a little about your experience with Devanand because I think it's something that we must know, your viewers must know.
Uh, uh, well, I can tell you he was a very nice person, and he I accepted him as a good director because I wanted to make a film in English and Hindi for
Yeah.
both countries, Denmark and India, international films, which other director could not do that. Other director could not justify with the subject. That's
Yeah.
the reason Devanand agreed that he will not act in the film. He will give focus on the script and shootings. So
And
he
this
was
is
a
the
nice.
only film, this was the only film, Harmani ji, where he did not act in all his films.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
right. That's
this is
true.
the only film, so that's an exception, and you created history in that sense. In the sense, Devanand not acting in a film
That's right.
is
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Please
That's
go.
right. Yes, yes. I can, first of all, I tell you one thing about the hotel room he been staying.
Yeah,
That same room, Indira Gandhi, when she was in Denmark, she been
yeah,
staying in that room, that suit.
yeah. Oh,
So
wow.
I have put her in the same suit with that one.
Yeah,
So I gave her the good treatment.
yeah.
And of course, I'm a nice person. Well,
You are, of course, and he says so. You put him in the best of the
yeah, yeah.
suite
Yes, yes, yes,
and royal, lovely suite and everything. I mean, he says it. And
yes.
obviously you are. Yes.
And but I can tell you, he was very hardworking. We were getting up in the 6 o'clock in the morning every day when we were going for location hunting. We drove day and night. Even 12 o'clock midnight, we crossed the border of
Yeah.
Norway to Sweden. And
Okay.
and I tell you, funny thing incident happened.
Yeah.
Uh, in Europe, there's no boundaries. It was 12 around 2 o'clock in the night. We have been driving because we wanted to reach in the morning to other location.
Yeah.
2 o'clock in the night, we have been crossing the border between Norway and Sweden. All of a sudden, a police cars, about 5 6 cars, came behind us.
Okay.
Because we crossed the border, there was no sign that we had to stop, and so they came behind us and with machine guns.
Oh.
They came out of the car and they say, okay. So Dev Saab says, okay, Harwani, shoot, usko photo lo, uski photo lo. So because they thought there's some terrorists are coming in the night and there's something like that. So they just wanted to check with us, and they were very friendly. Dev Saab took photo with them. They took autographs of Devanand and something like that. I can tell you one more example.
Yeah.
I am the only person in Denmark was allowed to shoot live in jail in Denmark.
Oh,
तो
okay.
लोकेशन देखने के लिए हम गए थे. When we go to the location to see the location of jail, you'll be surprised. You know what happened?
Yeah.
There were about 500 Pakistanis in the jail, Indian Danish jail, and about 10 or 12 Indians in the jail. They just was respecting Devanand by fall on the ground or something like that. पैर पड़ रहे थे तो जैसे पैर पड़ रहे थे तो jailer got, he said, क्या हो रहा है? मैंने कहा, this is the person. He's very known all over the world.
All those prisoners out there, the 500 plus prisoners, fell on the ground to touch his feet, or
Yes.
they were ecstatic to see him.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
And same thing happened in there is one area, Christiania in Denmark, where nobody can go, camera cannot go, and police even cannot enter. I was the only person in the world. Until now, I am the only person in the world shot in that place for about 20 days.
Oh, yeah.
And
20 days.
Yes, there also when we
Yeah.
went there, I don't know how they came to know about Devanand. They just been praising him and loving him and
Okay.
and just like that.
Okay. Yeah, he mentions about Christiana in the book, in your
Yeah,
chat,
yeah.
in the
He,
chat
he
book.
was he was a nice person, but I
Yeah.
don't know what happened to that. He followed the guidance of his Mr. Broka was his secretary. He followed his
Yeah.
uh, I don't know because he thought that I'm a NRI and Lallu Admi Hoga. He tried to do something wrong with my accounts, and then I took him to the court,
Yeah.
and ultimately we decided to settle. But I tell you in the court,
Yeah.
this is worth noting. When we meet in the court, I
Yeah.
used to respect him.
Yeah.
And judge says, Mr. Harwani, what you're doing? You are having a case. Yes, I say, I'm having a case. That's a business matter. But as a person, I love him. I like him.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Same, my lawyer says, Mr. Harwani, you are fighting a case against him and you are just
Yeah.
giving him respect in the court. I say, yes. And I tell you, Indian history of the court,
Yeah.
it's worth noting that when I entered the courtroom, in the courtroom in India, Bandra, how they are bad windows,
Crowded. Yeah.
broken windows, and no chairs, no. As soon as I enter the room, judge looks at me. Even he's running a case, he looks
Mm.
at me and orders the sipahi, "Saab ko kursi do."
Oh, wow.
I was having such a respect in the
So
court
you
also.
earned that respect there. You earned
Yes,
that love from them.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
It's an amazing thing, Harmaniji, to talk to you about media and also then talk about Devanand Pyar Ka Tarana, your film. You've been a producer of Sindhi film as well. So it's been an amazing your journey, and it's so beautiful and so fascinating that we should talk much more about it, more often about it, because the viewers will learn a great deal, will have the bigger, better, sharper insights into life and living, isn't it? So I hope we can meet again on the show and talk about your experiences and about your work and about your philosophy to life. I know you are a maverick. I know that you believe that nothing is impossible because on my show on Doordarshan, where you were my guest, Sindhi show, you did say that nothing is impossible for you. It's all about deciding to do something. So
I tell you one thing now. I want to bring to your notice today. I've
yeah,
been watching Republic TV and TV channels today.
yeah,
You know what they're claiming today? Ria orchestrated. I don't know what does it mean. This interview yesterday, and now she's facing CBI. What
mm,
they mean orchestrated interview with it was interview with Aaj Tak and
mm,
India Today.
yeah.
What they've been, it's a person.
Planned together, orchestrated, is
Yeah,
planning
yeah,
together.
but it was alleviated. There was no noise in it. There's no 20 journalists talking. It was face to face talk, and I can tell you, no person will talk lie on the camera
Okay.
because word is watching. I can tell you, no person will lie on camera.
But she did tell a lot of she did slander his family.
Yes, because I now it is because I can feel that it is a family matter. Now, family matter, they are bringing this to the public.
Yeah.
I feel that way, and I tell you one thing: why media is giving them importance to the family. First of all, family is not a part of the case. They are not allowed to hire a lawyer also because lawyer should be hired by the government of India. It's a criminal case if they want to investigate. And if nothing is proven, they are talking today also they're talking, hang usko फांसी लगा दो उसको जेल में डाल दो उसको गिरफ्तार कर दो. And this Arnab Goswami, you know what he says today? Why she got police protection? Are bhai, you are putting her name, you are maligning her name. She's not proven guilty yet. You are making her guilty without trial, and you are making education against her by the public. Public is stupid in India. They can harm her, and she asking for police protection, and it's the right of every citizen to give a protection so that she can walk freely from her home, come out freely from her home. Because media people are idiots; they are not educated enough. If they got guts enough, they can call her on the phone and say, "We want to interview you," and that's it. Not like that 20 journalists they're following her and रिया रिया बताओ क्या हुआ आपसे क्या पूछा ऐसा तो नहीं होता है और दूसरी बात समझ में नहीं आती ये इनको पता कैसे लगता है कि उनके सीबीआई या पुलिस इनसे पूछ के काम करती है does police and CBI ask these journalists or what you call it, Arnab Goswami or Rajat Sharma or all these editors of the news channel, like what question we should ask this Ria today, or we are going to ask, so they should inform them, and they are giving stories outside.
I mean, they of course they would have their sources, but of course, I that's your point of view, and you have a certain perspective, and I quite see that. And well, that's the way it is. Now, all I want to say is that your media experience, your approach to work, your attitude to life and work ethics is quite unique. And I hope someday soon you extend your work to India, your channel and your work, and probably we can create a kind of channel that you have in mind. I mean, maybe the way you want it, because your kind of expertise, your kind of professionalism is required here, of course. So yeah, so let's hope that we see you in India soon enough, and I do want to work with you, and we can work together, and all of us, all the professionals out here. And finally, I remember two lines of the poem that I always relate those lines with you, because that's the way to look at life and think the way you do. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. These are two lines from a well-known poem called Invictus. And the same poem, you know, a film was made, an American film was made. The film was called, Invictus. So I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul, is what M.Harwani says. Thank you so much for such a wonderful, talk and a discussion we have had, and hope to see you soon. Thank you so much, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.